why wasn't this the movie? I mean, a video game.
Like, I mean, why wasn't this a expansion of Resident Evil 6?
This should have been Resident Evil 7. But go ahead, John. Start off.
This is Resident Evil Vendetta. And what do you think Resident Evil Vendetta is? It is the return of one of my favorite Resident Evil girls of all time, Rebecca Chambers. I missed her so much.
She almost died, too.
Yeah, I know. But, you know, but I know that for her position, I know that it's going to piss a lot of people off because she's not, you know, like as combat ready as what Leon and Chris were. But as she put it herself, she's a fucking medic, you know. And yeah, like even though like she does have her own,
got 6.5 out of 10 on that site.
I mean, she was the medic, and yes, she did kind of do. She did have her own game in Resident Evil 0. Yeah, but remember, she also had help from Billy Cohen. You know, in Resident Evil 1, Chris was doing it on his own. Jill was doing it on her own. You know, right. So that's kind of where this is coming at. You know, but still, I'm happy that Rebecca came back. But basically, the story of this one is that there's a brand new virus out there.
This virus.
Oh yeah, the anima virus.
Yeah, wait, didn't take a letter and just make a virus. But go ahead.
Well, yeah, we have A, C, T, T. I think they have like three different T viruses, a Y, and a Z virus. You know, so it's that's kind of where that's going.
But this virus allow the control.
It works in three different viruses.
It had the owner like I want you to attack these people. It won't attack the owner to attack the people that he wants them to attack. It's pretty useful.
I think it's because it's a lot like that liquor virus from the other movie. Mm-hmm. So whereas like you would inject yourself with the liquor virus and then you could control them and then tell them to do stuff, because I thought it was like that at first, but technically one virus is the latent virus, which everyone has. You give it to people, and then when you activate it and you have the vaccine in yourself, you can switch the trigger to tell the zombie to attack whoever you want. So that's cool without any side effects. Problem with that is though is that actually getting the vaccine right, they don't know what the fuck that is. You know, only the main villain of this, his name is Glenn Arias, who basically went mad and insane because the government bombed him and his wife, who looks a lot like Rebecca with blonde hair.
And they didn't ran him though. And he woke up with her arm in his hand. They were holding hands when the bomb dropped.
You know, they bomb a lot of people in this game, but this is the first time that I have seen a grown ass man like just walk off a fucking an explosion. Just
why didn't he die?
I guess because of the virus. Because he was kind of sturdy. I mean, like he was sturdy enough, man, to fight off Chris.
Yeah.
You know, and fell like thousands of feet and didn't die.
And you know something about that? When Chris and him was fighting, I never saw that much bullet and dodging, knife dodging in my life.
The first time that they fought, I was like, wait a second, is he using Chris's rifle like a fucking spear?
Beat Chris ass, man. I feel sorry for everybody in that mansion though. Because as soon as Chris approached that match, he should have said, you know what, man? I'm not doing this. What? It's a fucking massive.
It looks just like the one man live and Lost the Nightmares, and it looks just like the one man back in Raccoon City in the Arklay Mountains.
All right, this is not going to end good. Not at all. Not at all. Oh, love.
Didn't I say? What did I tell you when we was watching that? See those dudes, man, with the mask on, who faces you can't see? They
did. I just feel how Leon and Chris were going at it with them goddamn zombie. And that shit was fucking happy. I was just blown away by that. I mean, the animation was amazing. The action was like just great.
Actually, the animation of this was actually perfect for everything. You know, like when they were sitting around talking and like somebody's reading a book, or they're moving around in their chairs feeling all natural and whatnot, or they look at somebody and they'll tilt their head and they'll look back.
The blonde girl ass jiggle and moved when she walked and how she straight up.
I think her name was Maria when I checked.
The way the explosion happened, she was laying on her stomach, her ass still poked out. They did a good job with that ass. They did a great job with that.
Of course they did. I mean, even when Rebecca was trying to coerce her coworker Erin to go and get those files for her and shit, and she gave him the puppy dog eyes and batted her eyes, and I was like, they're animated, like this is animated really fucking well. Like why isn't this DLC for a fucking video game?
I mean, even some of the scenes like that, like literally in the match were kind of like scary in a way. Like this could have been a video game. This literally could have been a video game.
Cause somebody's doing something and it's like, wait a second, they're like, where the fuck they at? Like I don't see no blood here, and then just get pulled underneath the bed, and there's just zombies coming out of every orifice like in the room.
Yeah, but the thing is though,
like,
the vaccine did cure it, but it don't bring back people that got alien alive. But the people that got turned into it just turned normal.
I think for this one, it wasn't so much Resident Evil 3. Because this was because that whole overrun city part, it did remind me of Resident Evil 3, but it seemed like that it was more Last of Us, where they got bit and then they ran, you know, or if you didn't get infected by the gas, they bit you and then they ran, and then that's when the vaccine came in and helped those people, you know. Cops on the other hand, that one cop, he got his neck and arm fucked up, you know, and
a lot of people died in this movie.
Or got fucked up.
I mean, especially that Rachel in that goddamn one place, man. She got her chest shot, her arm got shot off. I'm like, this is the second bitch that lost her arm in this movie.
The gore in this movie is actually really...
It's just Leon, though. The way he was just... Bro, the way you were getting him, though.
What are you talking about, man? Like, Chris had, man, like, stab him reloading. What are you talking about?
Man, but Leon was still more agile than him, though.
Well, Leon was always more agile.
And the way he put them two heads on top of each other, those niggas ain't coming back, though. Those niggas is dead. All of them dead.
True, but yeah, like, they both, like, showed off a lot of physical prowess, because, you know, like, Chris is, like, flipping on the ground, DDTing zombies and shit.
Rolling dodging bullets and shit.
Moving their bodies, man, like sliding back and whatnot. Like, even though he had this badass fist fight, man, like with old boy, it's like with Arius, man, like at the end of the movie.
And he doing more. I like how Leon came in too. He did not hit the air. I mean, hit the ground for like 10 seconds while in the air.
Then flipped over and kicked him in the fucking face.
I'm like, bro, you fall on the ground already? No.
This movie is perfect.
Aerial combo. That shit was epic, man. Did you ever see this movie? You gotta see this movie.
I mean, again, like, the Resident Evil CG films, they have way more care put in them than what the live action ones do. Not necessarily because
we did review that live action movie.
And I guess the thing that kind of hurts, it isn't the fact of editing, it's just the fact of what you want to do with that scene. And you don't gotta jump cut every little thing. Especially since, like, we've seen this and we've seen the movie, and the movie jump cuts every single punch and kick and everything else like that happens in between that. Like, every action set piece they have to change something. Versus this, the camera just stays on either Chris or Leon, and then they're just reacting, and the camera moves around them, which gives you a better sense of what they're doing and what's happening in the environment, you know.
Right.
But also on top of that too, though, it's like they also did animate the fuck out of this, though. So it's also that
remarkable job they did.
I want more video games with them in it.
But we got Resident Evil 7.
Fuck Resident Evil 7. Yep. Which is weird to me, because I know this is a bit of a tangent, but yeah, Resident Evil 7 is just every other Resident Evil game. Just basically like all the shooty bang bangs seem to be like non-existent.
You pour pickle juice on your arm to get your arm back.
Of course. Yeah, wait a second, man. Like, we saw the comic sins thing of that. So I mean, like the gaming sins of that shit. So basically, from that, it looks like that all the shooty bang bangs from Resident Evil 7 are in the ass end of the game, and all of the all of the Resident Evil 1 stuff is in the beginning. Which I'm like, if you wanted to make Resident Evil 6 good, just put that shit in the beginning.
7.
No.
6.
No.
6 should have been Resident Evil 4, but able to move and shoot. That was 6 should have been.
True.
It's all like the environment wasn't there. It was too much like an action movie.
You move set pieces too much.
Yeah.
And you see that like in these movies.
They focus. Let's say they just focus on Helena and Leon. It'd been a better move. I mean, better video game. They just focus on those 2 characters.
Well, I think they would have just did that. They would have made DLC of everybody else. It would have been fine.
Yeah, no, Helena and Leon put Jake and Sari there as a side story with the virus, but Chris should not been in there. That's what I'm saying.
I think that for all that, it would have been perfect if they would have just set it as DLC for all 3 of them. It would have been fine.
Every time I heard a Chris part, I'm like, this feel like Guilds of War. I don't know why it felt like Guilds of War.
Because it's mostly daylight. You're moving around a fucking a discarded city, and the only part of his story that feels like Resident Evil is when you're at the end and you're in that lab, and you're trying to run there from like all these monsters and shit. That's what it feels like to me. But I like the atmosphere of this film and I like everything about it. But until then, that is what I gotta say about that. Please check out the Resident Evil movies, all of them, like Vendetta, say Retribution. Well, the first was kind of rough, but even check out the second one. I forget the name of the second one, the one that had Ada in it. Even check out that one. Like, that shit, like, those things are fucking amazing. They're
Redemption?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
But like, I guess because that they know what they want to do, versus the live action films. Which I get the feeling that they're going to remake those like in the next 10 years.
They said they want to reboot it, so we shall see.
I don't know. But till then, that is what I got to say about that. I'll see you on the next John Graves show. Please check out DayShawnRShow, and eat them vegetables and play your video games. We out.